Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. I don't know, I'm not a graphic designer. I don't know whether, um, you want some texture to the basketball. That looks pretty good. If you're a printer or I don't know if it's, I do not know anything about printing. But when you do this, I don't know of any other quick way, and I'm going to still research it. But let's take the eyedropper tool and get the smart fill tool and take that color and fill this in. Whoop, I got a little leak. Let's fill that in. So let's go ahead and nudge that out of the way for a second. You see this is just brown. Well, there's a couple of textures that you can use, but as little as I've done this, you need to go to effects, textures, and try Cobblestone. And what's neat about this, it's going to stay where you did your last one. If you change anything, it's going to look differently. So then just now there's a lot going on, so it has to put it over there. Now remember I had a little leak on that other one. Don't really know where it is. But you can always take your shape tool and go past the line, take your virtual segment delete key and delete this. And all this texture's slowing down my old laptop. Yeah, well, you know what? I don't know if it's a leak or if there's something there. I very seldom ever use Wireframe. Well, let's look at Wireframe. Yep. That texture or whatever is putting a box around it. Let's try to, let's move that out of the way. Maybe it's not my, maybe it's not my, yeah, the box is there. Let's go back to layout, enhanced. So there's something, well, let's just try this. Let's put a box around there and fill it in with a different color just to see what happens. See, there's a bounding box around there, and maybe it's from the texture. So I guess what you're going to have to do is move all your smart fills away when you're doing this, and definitely get rid of that bounding box. And then maybe let's just delete it. Let's just start over. Let's take all of our to the fill. We've lost that color, so we'll just go to the basketball and get that color. Now move it out of the way, 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 move it out of the way. Now I got a little leak right there. I don't see how that really matters since it's that piece. And that alone doesn't look bad. But I think our bounding boxes, I've never really used the texture tool that much. I'm a laser engraver. Let's go to view, wireframe. No, didn't seem like that was the problem. Maybe I just had some boxes in there earlier. So let's go back to enhanced. Now you could take, it'd be nice if the attribute would work for this, but I don't think it will. You know what, that bugs me. I'm gonna have to fix that leak. I don't know where it's leaking. That should not leak. Let's try it again. Smart fill tool. We should still have the same color. Yeah, now we don't have a leak. So let's move it down and down, and then we could get rid of this one. That's what's so nice about the nudge distance. Select both those, move them up and back over. And that alone, looks pretty good. But let's try our object or effects, texture, cobblestone. And if we use the same settings, it'll do it for the whole ball. Now I'm thinking this is where our bounding box is. Let's go to view, wireframe. There you go. The texture is putting a bounding box around it. So let's just go back to view, enhanced. And then once you did that, you could take your bounding box and the graphic and move it over there. So now you can do this one. I don't think the attribute eyedropper would work on this. if we take a sample of that and put it over here, it'd be neat that it does, but it doesn't. So just, you're going to take each piece and go up to effects and texture cobblestone. And I think it's gonna stay there. We got 9748. So we've done that one, move that out of the way. And our outline, I'm gonna do one more. And because I'm moving it out of the way, it should work pretty good. So we got 9748. So it's staying on our last one we did. Okay. Now, I'm not going to do the other one because you get the idea. But if we do this, let's just nudge these out of the way. Let's nudge these out of the way for just a second. My old laptop's having trouble keeping up with this, all this graphic. Come on, baby. Now, if we select our outline and group it together, let's select it all, go up to Object, group it together, and go up to Object, Order, put it to the front of the page. Now when we move it over, there we go. And if I would have done those other ones, that looks pretty cool. And you could try different things. I mean, there's under effects and texture, there's elephant skin. You know, you could try different things and you could maybe even make your own. But that looks like pretty much like a real basketball. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.